Hello and welcome to the Evercade Retreat. GeneJoke here, and today I'm adding Metal Mech to my ever-growing list where I rank every Evercade game ever. Metal Mech was developed by Sculptured Software and released by Jaleco in 1990 for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and it can be found on the Pico Collection 3 for the Evercade. As the title would suggest, you control a mech, but not just a mech, you control the man within the mech as well. And that mech happens to look a lot like ED209 from Robocop. And when I saw this game being advertised or promoted in magazines back in the day, I wanted to play it because I wanted to play as Ed209. No other reason. I just wanted to play as Ed209 or whatever. Yeah, it made me want the game. But as I never had an NES as a child, well, I never had an NES, ever. Anyway, I never got a chance to play it. Question is, did I dodge a bullet? Well, let's go through that. But first of all, let's start off with the graphics, which aren't too bad. The mech itself looks quite impressive, although the walk animation is a bit clunky looking. Overall, things do look the part. I wouldn't call them great graphics for the NES, but they're fairly respectable. Some of the time anyway. As for the sound and music, yeah, it's fine, it's serviceable, but there's nothing memorable. If I recall correctly, the soundtrack loops fairly, well, a bit more quickly than you'd like. And I can't even remember it. I'd have to put it on to recall what it sounds like in the slightest. So, yeah, it's not memorable, but I don't remember thinking it's awful. So, yeah, it's fine. Gameplay wise, it takes a cue from Blaster Master, as like I said, you control the man within the mech and the mech, being able to go in and out of them, and there's a significant size difference, and there's a little bit of strategy to it, with the human or your man having to go into sewers, into tight spaces the mech can't fit within. But of course, while you're doing that, you're much more vulnerable than when you are in your mech. You can shoot in multiple directions, which is required as enemies come from all manner of directions. However, it doesn't feel good. It's really awkward to shoot something that's below you, and generally the aiming feels really inaccurate. The level design, well, it's not the most exciting. The levels are very large, filled with enemies that respawn a lot, but there's really not a lot of variety or anything that memorable about them. There's quite a lot of collection of items involved, often requiring you to exit the mech, which obviously makes things more challenging. Enemies are constantly respawning, and the movement is stiff, and everything just feels a bit off. Overall, it's a game that had some interesting ideas but failed to pull them off. Is it worth playing now? Well, I am glad I finally got a chance to play it after wanting it as a kid. But yeah, I think if I had gotten it at the time, I would have been disappointed. So I would indeed say that I dodged a bullet. But it's not an awful game, just not really a very good one. To place Metal Mech on my overall ranking list of every Evercade game ever, I'm putting it above Burglar X, but below Alpine Ski. Now, when I originally made this video, I had it ranked higher, so the text scroll will have a different placement. And that's why the audio in this section sounds different. But I very much looked back and thought, that's way too high, what the hell was I thinking? I guess I was just in a very forgiving mood.